Aatrox short combo and tips tutorial before we start. The number one thing is that his passive is low-key OP. So if you proc it, gives so much lifesteal. And in order to have your passive up again, you just basically hit your skills. And it's gonna be up again, and now we're instantly full HP. Now down to his bread and butter basic combo, it's basically use your ulti, second first, auto attack, first, auto attack, first. So you always want to use your auto attack in between your skill for maximum damage. And then third skill you could use to the redirect. For example, your first skill doesn't hit, your third, and it's gonna automatically go there. Also has a attack animation cancel, so auto third auto would be really fast. The last is a bit advanced. If you want to catch the carry while in a team fight, what you could do is hit the tank, 2 Qs, and then what you could do is third ult, third flash, and then instantly go to the enemy carry, and you should be able to almost one-shot once you have a lot of items. So that's pretty much it. You just want to hit the sweet spot, and then you get the resets with this champion. Hey everyone, welcome to another gameplay tutorial. For today, I'm going to be playing Aatrox in the Baron lane, teach you the tips and tricks, do's and don'ts, and advantages, disadvantages of this champion. Take note that this champion can be flexed into two roles, the Baron lane and the jungle, but he is more commonly played in the Baron lane because he could make full use of his laning phase, which is very strong, one of the strongest laning champions, compared to the jungle where his clear is below average and it's a bit hard for him to gank. But of course, he's flexible for both, so you could just use him accordingly. Okay, the number one tip when playing Baron lane Aatrox is to always hit your first skill on the sweet spot. So for example, bam, bam, perfect, good trade. And then your passive, you want to make your passive hit the enemy champion, but in this case, since we're against a ranged matchup, it's gonna be pretty hard, so we'll just use it on the minions so that we could get some lifesteal. Take note that we're using Resolve, and Courage of the Colossus is really good here because whenever your first skill hits a sweet spot, you get an instant shield, which could help against the Teemo poke. And then another thing here is when your first skill is not gonna hit, you can use your third skill to redirect, so it is way harder to dodge. And then the last thing about Aatrox laning is the trading phase. So the only time you want to trade is when you have your first skill and your passive. If you don't have your first skill passive, then you just move back. For example, we poke with our first skill. So once our first skill's on cooldown, we just want to move back and wait for the cooldown. Because Teemo's just gonna poke us if we try to farm the wave. So we saw the invisibility. Try to hit with the second, doesn't hit. So we just wanna use our first skill again, and then we move back. Get some CS. Punish the Teemo a bit, and we chill. So even though this is a ranged matchup which should not be favorable for us, it's really good since we're able to trade efficiently. Don't forget, if you're overextended, always ward, just in case. It's Jinx jungle, by the way, so don't ask me why, but it's something that will take it. Okay, the next thing you do is that when Teemo is low HP like that, below 30%, what you could do is for one flash, auto attack, second skill, ignite, and that should be a kill. So when you have lethal damage meaning you burst the enemy champion in one combo, which is about 30% HP, you wanna save your what do you call this, Q3, and then combine it with flash so that you could catch the enemy out of position. And then if you have your passive, you combine it and then ignite. So that should almost always be a guaranteed kill. So with this, we're able to fix the matchup and always buy Boots first item when you're playing in the Baron lane. So in this case, since we're against AP, we go for the Merc Threads. If we're against AD, we buy plated Steel Caps. The reason why is because with this Merc Threads, look at this, we instantly win every trade. A while ago, Teemo was hurting us, but with the Merc Threads, it barely does any damage. We're just out trading Teemo with two skill 1s. Meanwhile, Teemo just auto attacking us for like 3 times and dealing 0 damage. So a while ago, we're getting chunked. Now, almost 0 damage. That's why you always want to buy defensive boots. Either magic resist or armor. Okay, we chunk again the Teemo whenever our first skill is up. We move back when it's on cooldown. And then when you're a Baron laner, this is the best wave state that you could ask for if it's near your tower. That way it's hard for you to get ganked. Plus, you could all in the enemy if they're out of position. And it's easy to gank the enemy champion as well. So you just ping your team and, hey guys, free gank. I'm just trimming the wave a bit because it's a big ass wave and I don't want it to crash. I want to hold it. And for example, Teemo overextended without any flash. My Rise just comes in and we get the free kill. Perfect. So that's why you always want to make the lane near your tower. That is the best place. So of course, opposite, the worst place if it's near their tower. And if that happens, you want to ward always. For example, like the first gank that happened. Okay, we shove the wave, knowing the Teemo is dead, and then we just want to get some plates. So one plate should do, and then we could clear the wave before going back. We don't want to be too greedy, because of course we always want to position for our lane. So always don't forget to clear the wave before going back for maximum efficiency. So I'm playing a bit greedy. Just want to poke the... Look at that. I only hit him with 2 skill once and then almost half HP. Meanwhile, Teemo does 0 damage. So hopefully I don't get cancelled. If we get the TP off, it would be really good. Now the next thing is, if we're gonna buy Triforce, what are the first components that are we gonna buy? If we're ahead in lane, we always wanna buy the Sheen. But if it's even or losing, Phage is much better because it gives us more stats, HP, damage, and move speed. Because Sheen, the only thing it gives is more damage. Which is good if we're ahead because we wanna burst the enemy champion. Now I can confidently say that we are ahead in lane. And with the Teemo missing, I will assume that he is going back to base. The only time you wanna push the lane is when you have an item, enemy champion moved back to the base, or you wanna fix the wave. So in this case, Teemo went back to base. We wanna get a plate. A bit of annoying damage, but it's fine. Rage of the Colossus, blocking some of the Teemo poison, and then now we are chilling. First objective spawning in 30 seconds. We should have permanent priority with this matchup. Sorry that hit the Teemo again. First skill, third skill, and once the Teemo is low HP, it's pretty much a free dive back. So with enough practice, you should be able to know when lethal damage is coming. Lethal meaning that you could burst the enemy champion in one combo. Perfect start. Just get the fruits. Plus, we can get more plates. Yum, yum, yum. And when you're taking the plate, you always want to look at the map if there's anything that you could do to help. If your jungler is starting at Herald, you always want to try to help your jungler, of course. Okay, with Teemo using TP, that means that he's not gonna help his team. And looking at the positioning of the enemies, if they went for the Herald contest, then I would cancel my TP and help. But since they went for the Dragon, we'll just go back, buy Triforce. This is gonna be another big power spike for us. Since we have a good wave, we wanna try to contest the Dragon. I don't know why we're not contesting Dragon. Yep, the Jinx just got the Dragon and then she just flashed away. What I wanna do here is try to look for the Jinx, probably taking the red. Yep, I saw her second skill. So since we know that Jinx no flash, we just wanna go in with Triforce. Look at our damage. Bam, bam, 300, 300, 200, 400. Holy. With Triforce, big power spike for us. We pretty much burst everyone if we hit our sweet spots. So it's pretty satisfying if we hit all of our skill ones. So 1-1-1. And then you just use your third skill to redirect and then passive auto attack. Okay, clear the wave. Aatrox wave clear is pretty fast. You just literally use your first skill thrice and wave is gone. Okay, there's a fight top side, but what I want to do is shove the bot. So before roaming, if you're ahead, you always want to shove the wave first. So once the wave is shoved, that's when you rotate. You could either ward enemy jungle or you could push. I'd rather just go for the mid lane. Since my team's winning the top side, we cover mid. And then there's also a possibility for us to get the tower. Okay, their team will show top. I'm ready too far. But even though our team dies, we're still getting a lot of gold. We're literally clearing two lanes, and we're also getting a tower. So I'm gonna try to force a tower, but with their entire enemy team missing, I just have to go back. Check for the blue. Go for the advance hard. I saw Jinx bot side. I make a mistake here because I thought the Jinx ran away. But in reality, she was just able to TP out. So, it's fine. That's why you wanna scroll the camera always to the bottom side. Our ultimate is not the longest cooldown. We'll just clear the Krugs and then go back. We won't get punished because there's no objectives that are up yet. Okay, always clear the wave again. If the Teemo shows, we could just, I think, run him down at this part of the game. As long as we hit our first kill. S1. Okay, my team's also doing well, so I don't need to help them. We just shove the wave again, and then we either look for a gank or we just farm neutral camps. We don't need to force to take the bottom tier 2. So it's gonna be a bit risky. Would rather get gold and help my laners get ahead also. Death Sun's up, another big item for us. Really good. Now, with this, we are giga ready to go for any 5v5s. My team though getting caught. The Teemo just went YOLO. But bro sacrificed a lot of waves for that. So it's okay. Once we get to the 5v5, I should be able to carry this. The most important thing that Aatrox needs is a reset. So you always want to play for that reset. Because if you get a reset with Death's Dance, you get your HP back. And you get more HP. Your ultimate gets longer. So really good synergy with Aatrox. Another thing is that if you want to be super efficient with Aatrox passive, you always want to auto-attack first before using your first skill. Because if you use your first skill, or if your skills hit, it would help your passive get back faster. So as much as possible, the best combo for Aatrox is 2-1, auto, actually auto, if you could auto first, auto 2-1, auto, and then 1-3-1, something like that. You just play around with the sequencing depending on the enemy position. The most important is that you always want to try to auto-attack in between first skills to make maximum usage of the passive. Okay, the dragon's gonna spawn in 30 seconds. We're gonna try to poke the Kai'Sa. It's warded. It's able to dodge. Unlucky. I'm not sure if it's Baron. This is Baron, I think. So, we'll just shove mid first. Whenever, or before an objective spawns, you always want to get priority. And the reason why I stay mid is that if they go for the contest, I have a perfect flank. And I can just kill everyone on their backline. But since they're pretty much gonna give, I just wanna check for Baron's gonna spawn. Just in case they wanna start. Since they have a lot of damage. Okay, with them showing at the top side, I'm confident that there's no one that's starting the Baron. So what you'll always wanna do is shove the wave. You can even cut. If you cut the wave, it would be even better. So that you could rotate even faster. Okay, take out some wards. Teemo shows again. Look at that damage. Second skill. First skill again. Connects. I'm thinking about ulting. Low-key, I could kill the Teemo with one ult, but I just want to respect the enemies that might be able to help. So even though we deal a lot of damage, Aatrox is quite squishy. So that's one of Aatrox's weakness. If you don't get a reset, and then if you get CC'd, you're pretty much gonna have a hard time. So for example, I see Teemo half HP. I know I can one-shot this guy. So flash, get the Q in. My Q2 did not hit connect. I don't know how. Q3's sweet spot did not hit also. And unfortunately, now I'm placed in a bad position. Oh my god, this Teemo is so lucky. So yeah, I just mentioned on what is the weaknesses. And if your first skill doesn't hit, you deal literally like less 30% damage. So that's the most satisfying and annoying part about Aatrox. If the enemy is good, they could literally just sidestep your first skill, and then if it doesn't hit, they're able to live for much longer. And then backup will arrive, and then you just get caught. So that's something that you don't want to do. You don't want to be greedy. And you always want to be late in the team fights. You don't want to go first, unless you're giga fed and you know that you wouldn't get bursted. Or you could just one-shot anyone. Okay, my team is starting Baron. I'm on the way. We should be able to get that. Or with the Rise ult, I wanted to help, but yeah, there's already a fight. My team's getting cooked a bit. I'm already here. We get the Baron, so I want to fight here. But if I look at the minimap, oh, look at my damage though. I'm just chunking everyone. But I'm also getting perma CC'd. So we go back. I really want to get the reset on the Teemo. Just one reset and I kill everyone. Unfortunately, I didn't get the reset. Teemo 1 HP. I don't know who else was 1 HP. Jinx 1 HP. Holy. If I get that one kill, my ultimate's still up. I get my HP back and I think that was a pentakill. Unfortunately. We just got chunked too much trying to take the Baron that I didn't have anyone else there. It's fine. We still get the Baron. Should be good for us. It's just that we weren't able to play together. I was a bit too late because I respond late.
Attack this champion.
Okay, we're up again.
Turret lost.
The best time to fight with Aatrox also on the later stages is when you have flash. And you always want to save your flash for your third proc of your skill 1. Because it deals the most damage. The circle knock-up. And it's the easiest to hit because you literally just flash right on front of the enemy. And then you combine it with your passive second skill once you land your third proc of the skill 1. Okay, Teemo overextended topside. Rise should be able to TP. Yep, bro is stuck unless bro literally goes invisible right now. I use ulti for the move speed. Even though I get slowed, my Rise is able to get a kill. And we are in a good spot. The next item that I want to build here is Real-Just. This is a big power spike for Aatrox. It would not only give us a slow on our skills, it gives us armor pen, which increases our burst even more, plus ability haste, because Aatrox wants a lot of ability haste so that you can keep spamming your skills. So Aatrox is more of ability champ rather than an auto attack type of champion. So then the more you're able to spam your first skill, the better. Okay, Real-Ja, big power spike. Also gives us anti-heal. Fortunately, there's a fight. My Rise gets tagged. Just wanna help him a bit. Maybe I could get a kill. I have ulti. But I'm getting chased all the way down. So I have no choice but to just run. If Braum hits me with ult, I'm pretty much dead. Okay, nice. We survived. We burned the Jinx ulti. And now I have a lot of decisions. The best one enchantment for Aatrox, I think, is Stone Plate. But you only wanna buy that if there's a lot of, if there's no anti shield in the enemy team. Plus, if you don't have frontline. So in this game, Nautilus only possible frontline. So Stone Plate is pretty good, so that we just don't get instantly chunked. Another one is Quicksilver Sash. You could use that if they have a lot of crowd control. Aatrox is weak against crowd control, and this Kai'Sa out of position. I have my new Cyrillia, should deal a lot of damage. So my Q is not connecting on the sweet spot, but look at that, Q3. 640 damage. We just auto-attack. Time our Q with the stasis, and we get the kill. Kai'Sa goes for the barrier, also BT. And perfect kill. So we're 3 items, Kai'Sa 3 items. We just want to be patient with our first kill. As long as it hits, we should be able to deal damage. And the ones that we want to prioritize in the team fights are always the squishy people. Okay, we go back to base with the dragon respawning, or is that Baron? That's Baron. Second Baron. Kai'Sa's still dead for the next 20 seconds, so we could start it. Our Baron takes pretty fast. Double marksman, Rise Aatrox. And then we could just zone the enemy jungler. Okay, we're starting at the ready. If it's gonna be pretty free, we could just go for it. So Jinx is on the... is their jungler. So we just wanna wrap around, look for a flank. My team though, they're just behind the Baron. Teemo, as soon as he overextend, we just wanna take him down. He has flash, unfortunately. I should have not ultied, but it's fine. No choice, we have to go front to back, but the Kai'Sa is not there. So we flash, Q3 flash. 1 HP, no reset. Stone Blade for HP. It's okay, my team got me. Teemo Shrooms, so annoying. And we get the Baron plus 2 kills, so it's giga worth. No one died from our side. Okay, Jinx is on the bot side. We wanna bait for the Rise. Okay, Vex goes in. We have ulti, perfect timing. Bam, bam. Get the pull, auto attack, get the reset. Look at that reset. Jinx out of position, 500. Bam, look at that. Destroyed through the Bloodthirster. Get the reset, full stacks conquer, giga damage. No counterplay. So this is the most fun part when playing Aatrox. Level 13 plus 3 items. You just destroy everyone in one combo. Okay, we wanna push some towers. I had to back because of the fight earlier. But my Guardian Angel's almost up. Baron's about to disappear, 40 seconds. So we'll just go back by GA. And this should make us even scarier in a fight. Fourth item is depends. If they have a lot of AP, well, in this case, they have double AP, but their APs are not strong. So I don't build MR right now. So it could also be Mo. Either Guardian Angel, Mo, or if they have a lot of shield, you could even go Serpent's Fang. but they're not that squishy. I mean, they're not that tanky, so this is perfect. GA is perfect. We just wanna avoid getting bursted. Okay, next dragon's gonna be up in 20 seconds. I think that is Elder. So before it spawns, we just wanna shove bot so that we have prio. When someone covers for bot side, then we could fight the Elder or force it for V5. So we should have a pushing lane bot side. I just wanna clear the buffs first before contesting. So I'm a bit worried why everyone's positioning is there. Yep. So my Rise ults, I don't reach. Should have got to the backline. Elder being started, the jungler's down, Rise is frying everyone. I'm a bit late, but we're able to reach. Their Vex dead, Jinx dead. Bam, we catch the Nautilus, or who's that? Kaisa, I think. And my Rise is kinda cooking. We get the Elder, so now we're in a great spot to look for an end. I wanted to use my item though, unfortunately, but it's fine. Okay, a lot of Teemo mushrooms clearing the waves, a bit annoying. At least we still get the mid tower, plus the top inhibitor. Oh, look at that Greaves damage. Holy, my Greaves is also kinda broken. And with only one guy remaining, the Nexus is now open, and then we can just go and end the game. Yeah, so pretty good, except for the one greedy play at the bot side. Oh, we got MVP 7, 2, and 3. Props to my team also, they played well. It's nice to play Aatrox with a lot of crowd control. So 16k gold, 19 minutes. Well, my Greaves is farming so fast. But we still deal the most damage. So that's pretty much what you want to do. Look at that second wind and Courage of the Colossus damage. Also sudden impact. Perseverance really good if they have a lot of crowd control. Because it's one of Aatrox's biggest weakness. Anyway, to recap, when trading, you always want to hit the sweet spot of your first skill. And then when your first skill is off cooldown and you have no passive, you want to move back a bit. And then just trade again once it's up, rinse and repeat. Use your third skill to redirect your first skill to guarantee the hit. And then once they're low HP, what you could do is you use your first skill twice, and then the third time you combine it with flash. Once it hits, you want a second skill, auto attack with your passive, and combine it with ignite, and that should be a kill. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and peace out. Ciao, ciao. Bye.